Okay, sorry it took so long. My brain is on slow mode today.
Uh-oh, we got four corners in the house. A new
Yes, we do.
subscriber. Nice to see you, four corners. So, where are we today? I'm eating as usual because you know it's that time. So I'll try to, well, I'm just eating potatoes and butter actually, so there's no crunching involved. The day started out, as you know, with what happened. I opened up a can of tomato soup for breakfast and took the whole thing and threw it into the dish pan filled with soapy water. Luckily, that landed right side up, so I was able to wipe the bottom off and make the soup. But then I looked around and I had tomato soup all over the place, all over myself, the floor, my shirt, everything. And then just the day continued on like that with haphazard shit happening. But I figured I had time before you and I connected. I logged on, did my thing. And I'm like, you know what? I need to go over to the pantry and get some water. And you know, that's way across the way, right? So I'm over in the pantry and I'm bent over because I knocked a box of pasta onto the floor. I go to pick the pasta up. I then see there's two cases of juice, and I'm like, huh, wonder if I could carry this by myself. We're going to try. The next thing you know, would you like to take it from there, Crazy Bee?
I popped in and said hi, and she screamed like I was going to kill her.
Oh, it was a scream, wasn't it?
Uh, Hold on one second. Yes, Phil?
Four corners, one thing you need to know is we both have families that we deal with. At the end of the
How
month,
big are the plants?
I'll be starting to take care of my 2-month-old grandson full time. And then in June, I'll have my 8-year-old grandson. Hopefully, I'll have them both on some type of schedule, but uh, as you see, our name is Wrecked, and that's because we always are a wreck in one way or another. We do try to
Mhm.
be professional, haha, but
You
but
try. I gave up
I
on
do
that
try.
attempt
I
how long
know.
ago?
I know. I try to be professional only from my history, but shit just happens, and hopefully
Oh,
you'll
yeah, it
enjoy the
happened.
content. Yeah. So I'm bent over trying to pick this. I had put in a pack of sponges in my left pocket and 2 bottles of water in my right pocket, and I picked up the case of juice. So I had to make my way back, and I wall walk because I didn't have my walker. I don't use my walker in the house. So, well, before that, so I'm bent over, and she pops in, and I screamed, and I mean, at the top of
All I
my
did was
lungs.
say hello. It's not like I yelled boo or gotcha crazy. Crazy
But
woman, I'm here for you. No, nothing. I just said hi,
but
hello.
she didn't know where I was. I didn't know she was coming into the studio. She scared the living shit out of me. I'm telling you, my heart was racing. She was laughing as usual. And then so I get back, I put the bottles of juice in the refrigerator. I come back into the bedroom. I don't have the bottles of water aren't in my pocket. I'm like, what the hell? Where'd they go? She starts to laugh. I'm like, tell me they dropped that from the time I left the pantry. Now I got to go back. So we go back. There's no water to be found anywhere. I'm like, where the hell is it? I'm like, don't tell me that I put it on the bed and like didn't realize what I did because if I did, I'm losing my mind. I look in the refrigerator, the table, the sink, nothing to be found. I come into the
Where's
bedroom, nothing's on the bed, nothing's on the nightstand. I look and standing on the floor are the 2 bottles of water. When I sat on the bed, I'm wearing new headphones today. When I sat on the bed, they popped out of my pocket and stood perfectly straight up and down. So that's my day. What about you, Crazy B?
Uh, Other than fighting to stay awake, bit of exhaustion, and a headache starting, I'm alive.
Well, that's good. All right. Well, you want to hit the show early here? Hey, JJ.
I
Thank you for checking in on Rumble for us.
Yes,
JJ, hey Art, how you doing? Thank God we don't have cell phones back in the day when I was working on cars. I'd probably be missing body parts. Uh-huh. JJ's checking in on Rumble. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Four Corners, thank you for following JJ's instructions. I don't know if you guys both know each other or not, or Art, but Four Corners is new to us as of last night and
last
today.
night. Yep.
Yes, he's somebody that I've known since August of 2024 and have been remiss in our friendship, and hopefully we get to rekindle it uh, in the future here. So that's the plan, at least. So why don't we hit it and see if we could at least get something accomplished today? What do you think?
You actually want to accomplish something. That's a pretty big ask.
I know, but go ahead, hit it. Just what do you want to do first?
Well, you have a specific order already in place, so that's what we're
I
gonna
know, but okay, but hold on. But I said I thought we should discuss Comey, right?
Yeah, and that's already up. That's what I got ready.
Okay. Oh, well, go for it,
I
girl.
actually do listen. I'm only
That's
slightly
good.
stupid. Not
Okay.
completely.
So, as everybody knows, probably by now, our former FBI director James Comey, he deleted his post. Uh, you want to scroll down a little bit, Crazy B, or up? I mean,
No, there is no
he had. Yeah, I know that. I realized that after I said that. Thank you. Uh, he had posted. He had just happened to come across shells and whatnot.
You want me to show the picture of what he found really quick?
Yeah, if you have it available, that'd be cool.
I do. He says he
There
just
it goes.
walked upon this in the middle of a beach. He just walked up upon it.
Uh huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
he also
Right.
deleted it from Instagram too, supposedly. Good.
Yeah. So
That's
that, I mean, that is amazing what nature can do, isn't it?
oh,
I mean, look
that
at that
ain't
shelf.
nature.
Look at this. Look at the shell formation of the number eight. I mean, that just is fantastic. I don't know who did it, but
I personally think Comey did this, took a picture of it, and is trying to blame somebody else because his stupid ass is a moron.
right. So
But
then with
continue
his,
to
so
what he
then
had
he
to
got,
say.
yeah, he got so much blowback then that he took the post down and said that he posted an earlier picture of some shells I saw today on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message. I didn't realize some folks associated those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but
Hello?
I
Oh,
oppose
bullshit.
violence of any kind, so I took the
Oh,
post down.
God, what are you talking about?
Hold on, where's my
So,
bullshit button?
Hey, you know what? You know what does belong in that button? The Super Size Me documentary.
No.
Yeah, it
Ah,
does.
my bullshit button's missing.
That's because it was eaten by the Super Size documentary.
yeah, Crazy B, JJ says it sounds like you have audio sounds with a background.
Oh no, that was my son running his mouth.
Okay.
My son decided to come in and just start running his mouth, and I also had
Nope.
my nebulizer running for a minute. So,
Okay, suppose you
trying to
can't
get a little
breathe.
bit of albuterol in.
Oh, well, and that just reminds me. What did we finally do today?
Oh, you
Aren't you?
finally pulled out your nebulizer. Yeah, how many
So,
months? Since February.
No, January.
February.
Yeah, February when I came home. Yes,
Yeah,
February.
February. You
And then she,
finally pulled it out.
right. And then she's trying to talk
What?
me into using my oxygen. So I don't know. We'll see how
How
that
can
goes.
shells be a political message?
Okay,
But
so it sounds like I'm low in the background, but it should be coming through fine. Let me check my mic
yeah,
audio.
and you can hear your son very
Hello?
clear.
Testing?
Yeah, you can hear your son very clearly. So
Yeah, but
just so you
I'm
know.
not heard. Maybe it's because it was the nebulizer?
I don't
That's
know.
pretty much the only thing I can come up with. Hold on.
Okay. While you're messing with that, we'll discuss Comey a little bit. So first off, please someone tell me how you're the FBI director and you have no idea what those numbers mean.
Oh, you don't. You
Okay?
absolutely know. There is no way to explain that shit away.
Okay.
Motherfucker
Second,
absolutely knew what the hell it meant, and it was all on purpose. There is no way this was on accident, and
okay,
he found it like that. You're a former FBI. You see something like that, you report it because you know what the fuck they mean. Really?
right? And
He's
if
so
he,
full of shit.
if
It ain't funny.
he could have a, like, just washed the shells away, right? B, he could have reported it as you suggested. C, I'm sure he has friends still left in the FBI that he could have called and said, hey, I have a tip for you. Do you think that you could go check this out? I found this on the beach. Why would you post it on Instagram and X? Why?
Why? Because you're
And
sending a message, and now you're covering your ass because you're a
mhm,
frickin' moron.
my
Yes.
concern with the message is could that be potentially a call to duty, so to speak, to someone or somebody's
Oh, most
to take
definitely.
action?
Most
Like
definitely.
yeah, like it was a signal to take action.
Yeah, we
I
know
mean,
that's exactly what it
really?
was.
Okay, so then when Trump was in his first term, this something similar happened, and I can't find it right now, but it was 86-45. And I don't know, I'm not sure if Comey was still in charge of the FBI then. You thought he was. We're going to try to get a confirmation on that. If anybody in the chat knows anything about that, I'd appreciate a hit on it. Uh, Not on Trump, but on the information. Uh, just to be clear. Um, but, if it happened in his first term and Comey was on, and that didn't reach him. I don't believe him. Now
Yeah.
there was a former FBI. I don't know if you have the video. We weren't going to show it. We may throw it in the show notes, but a former FBI agent was on Laura Ingraham last night. This was the first time I have ever heard anybody rip apart somebody and reamed him out like you could not believe. Not only did he ream him out, he reamed the FBI out and the Secret Service and said Bondi, Patel, and Bongino need to get their act together and to get these agencies cleaned up and get the crap uh, kicked out. So it was and Laura Ingraham continued to let him talk, where typically, the host stops it or they go to commercial or whatever. It was
Surprisingly, you
very,
never sent me that link.
I'll find it. I apologize. You know me. I was a squirrel all over the place. So, um, but it was he was extremely aggressive in his actions against, his words against Comey. I had never heard anybody speak like that about him.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's something to it or not. Now, in reality, do okay, so this guy called for him to be in jail, right? In
Uh-huh.
reality, do you really think that anything's going to be done to him?
He no, they're gonna find some excuse like, "Oh, yeah, he's just gonna keep playing dumb." As long as he holds to play dumb, I didn't know. And no matter how much logic, until you can get him to confess he did know, it's just gonna be nothing. It's a nothing burger.
Honest to
The
God.
problem is Trump's picks are looking more and more incompetent as time goes on.
I know. I'm extremely disappointed.
They were
They
very
may be.
promising in the beginning.
I know. I I had hoped. I hope that they're doing something that we just don't know about because I had expected them to come out full force, especially Bongino, and it seems like I haven't heard boo from him. I saw
Well,
something
he's
he did.
again, maybe he's working on something and they are keeping
That's what I'm
tight-lipped
hoping.
about it for right now.
That's right. That's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. But I'm telling you, sometimes, I don't know, sometimes Trump doesn't always get the right pick. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that
Sometimes it's starting to become a pattern for him.
pattern. Uh huh.
All I gotta say is
So,
first term.
yeah. Yeah.
Again, I'm
First term was
not an
bad.
avid Trump supporter. I do tend to be critical of him. I do like some of the things he wants to get done and they're working on, but I'd like to see actual progress. And yes, I know progress takes time, but if it's the typical government takes time, it could be 20 years.
Exactly. And he'll be dead and buried. Yeah, I agree, Art. Please don't misunderstand. I want things fixed, but
But
it's
it's
not
not
looking
looking
good.
good.
Yep.
Amen.
I think some things are, other things definitely not. All right. What's up next there, Crazy B?
Um, we have Trump Jr. pissed off at Comey for this.
Oh, that's right. That's correct. I forgot about that. And
Is that coming through good?
yeah, that's not too bad. Um, so former FBI, I don't know if we need to read through all this. We have a lot to cover, but we'll leave this in the show notes. And basically, it's just him addressing the post, uh, basically everything that we said. He also
Wait, oh,
highlights. Go ahead.
they do have according to the numbers, according to Merriam-Webster defines 86 as slang meaning to throw out, get rid of, or to refuse service to.
Right.
It comes from the
That's
1930s soda counter slang.
right. Where you wouldn't serve a customer. And
Actually, no, it
then,
was because they were out of a product.
well, it was either a product. It also meant at some restaurants that it was in New York City. There were two restaurants that used 86 to represent. They were famous restaurants. If you said you wanted an 86, that was their famous steak. Um,
Oh,
and yes, and then take a look at the urban slang dictionary or the urban dictionary, and you'll
oh
find
shit! I forgot
um,
to pull that link up from you. Hold on.
that's okay.
I knew I was missing something. Where the hell did it go? I know it was here. By golly. There it is. Hold on. Urban Dictionary. An item is no longer available, either because it's out of stock or has gone bad or for another reason. That's the only thing AI said about it.
Okay,
Where's the Urban Dictionary one? Do they even have the Urban Dictionary one on here? Ah, there it
maybe
is.
not. Okay,
86 means to remove, discard, or get rid of, according to the Urban Dictionary. or to
Hmm.
eject someone from a place or to cancel something.
Four Corners Art is on YouTube.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, you'll see both the YouTube and the Rumble chat on the screen, and you can send a message to each other that way and see it, but you won't be able to chat in the exact same chat room if one is on opposites.
Yeah, there he got it.
Yep.
So Art, uh, given your background, did you know the meaning of 86? JJ, that is screw tube. Oh, okay, we'll give Art a second to respond. Um, when I worked in the police department, late 80s, early 90s, we saw that term on some police reports. So that was usually related to the gang violence units.
To eliminate
Um,
people.
yep. And the theory behind that is what? You take them 8 miles out and bury them 6 feet under.
I don't know about that, but JJ
Mm-hmm.
says I do. We used it in the as a military term as well.
That's correct. But in the military, JJ, that I can't remember. I read it, but I can't. Didn't that have to do with parts of a? I don't know if it was a vehicle, but it had to do with the parts in general. I'm not sure.
JJ was in the Navy. So was my
Okay.
dad. Vietnam era.
Okay.
Art says I'm not sure of the exact origin, but I remember it in the 80s. I
Okay.
remember it all the time in slang being used and stuff,
Hmm.
and I knew what it was. It's usually a negative connotation of some sort about somebody to have them removed, gotten rid of, eliminated. The term 86 is very clearly a threat.
How could he not know?
He's a moron if he doesn't know, or I that's why I said he's being stupid. He's playing dumb. He most certainly frickin' knows and just doesn't give a shit.
Well, if he didn't know, then that obviously was an extremely piss poor choice for an FBI director, then, wasn't it?
Who put him in Obama?
I think so. And then Trump kept him on, didn't he?
For his first term and then regretted it.
Mm-hmm. He fired him, right?
Yep.
Okay. So we'll check out. I'll see what I can find on the 85, on the 86 of 45, and see if I can find any background info on there. Also, just as another update, I uh, failed to tell Crazy B was yesterday when we were doing the Fauci story. Um, I had made the comment that I had seen him in a video where he said that uh, for Trump's second term, there would be an additional something something coming. And I tried to look for that, and wherever it
It's
is,
been
it's
removed.
buried. It's either been removed or it's buried. There's thousands of documents in there that I wish I would have kept it. I might have it
He
somewhere in my
predicted this
file.
for his first term too. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
Trump's gonna face a outbreak of this that, or something, and it's gonna be
Right,
big. Dude is boy who cried wolf.
right.
When
Uh,
you take a common cold and a flu and act like it's the end of the world so many decades in a row, people stop listening.
well, if anything happens this go around, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got up next?
Um, Carmelo Anthony, it says he won't attend the graduation, but he is getting his diploma.
correct. That was an update. That was the latest that I had on him. He initially, it was reported he would be attending his graduation and walking across the stage to receive his diploma. Um, Austin Metcalf's father just about lost it when he found that out, obviously noting that his son would not be able to do so. So the next day, then this occurred on the 14th, where they said that he would just get his diploma but not walk across the stage.
Mm.
So he's still charged. Um, and what do we got? He will receive his diploma but is barred from participating in any of the high school graduation ceremonies. He was released from custody last month after posting a $250,000 bond. So the saga here continues. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any additional updates yet uh, on him, but as we continue to get information in on him, we'll provide it to you.
Uh,
Okay. So what does JJ say here? Crazy B?
in
I,
the Navy, we used 86 to arrest or stop an activity on aircraft carriers. They're interchangeable with jettison. Okay, my dad was on an aircraft carrier. He was on which Roosevelt was it? The one that was stationed in the Mediterranean during Vietnam. That Roosevelt.
hmm,
So awesome. My dad was on those. It's he was on the flight deck directing planes to take off and land. So it
that's
was pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it is.
But I did not know that. I think maybe that's where I might have even heard the term first as my dad.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay,
do we
what's
want to
up?
cover the other article on Carmelo Anthony or no?
No, no, they're both the other one was just what we first had, and then this
Yeah.
update came out. So, uh, I would have probably had an issue had he actually gone to the graduation. I don't think that
Yeah.
would have been, that obviously, in my opinion, would not have been fair to the family of Austin Metcalf. So, um, uh,
Yeah, I
that
know when I
will be
first heard
done with
about it,
that
I'm like,
then. And any
I
updates,
could see him getting his
uh,
diploma, but not walking
I'll let you
across
know.
that
I
stage.
need to step away for 1 second. As
Okay.
you know, they're at the funeral home right now. I'll be right back, okay?
All right.
Crazy B, did you hear me?
Oh shit. Nope.
What? Okay,
Oh, now
here
you
we
can
go.
hear
What?
me?
I can hear you. Can
Okay,
you hear
because
me?
now I can hear you. Yeah. It was like
Okay.
you couldn't hear me again. So I think there was a missync. It wasn't
Okay.
syncing right.
I
So,
need to
all right, go
step
ahead.
away for 1 second, okay? They're at the funeral home, so I'll be
All right.
right back, okay?
Okay.
And and I'm gonna log off because I can't get out. So I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. All right. Oh my gosh, I apologize. I want to. She wanted to help be there for the next topic, so I'm just going to be patient. Um, I want to wait for her to get back. All right, we're back.
Uh, just as a reminder, the the visitation is today, and what the heck happened?
I don't
The
know.
visitation. I don't know either. The visitation is today. The memorial service tomorrow, and then Tuesday is the full military honors memorials service. So it's going to be a kind of a long weekend.
Okay.
Just give me a
Um,
prayer for out of everybody that I'm concerned about is really my 93-year-old in-laws and my husband. So
of course.
that is probably the most pressing situation for me.
Yep.
But everything will be all right.
It'll
All
get
right.
there.
So what do we got next, there, girl?
We have the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of our next topic.
Oh, you can. This is your story. Go for it, girl. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat while you handle this one.
You're gonna eat while I talk about dingleberries.
Uh huh. Yep. Go for it. Go for
So,
it, girl.
um, yeah, we all know what a dingleberry is. If you don't, here's the definition: a piece of dried fecal matter clinging to the hair around an anus, and it is on behalf of representative
Wait. There's hair around your anus. I didn't know
on
that.
most pets, on most animals, or hairy people.
I see. Okay. I'm just checking in to see what's what. You know. You know me.
Yes.
Uh huh.
So, um, Representative Blake Moore, Debbie Dingle, which is why we came up with the Dingellberries, was caught sleeping during overnight House hearing. Watch viral videos.
There were three
There,
of them.
there
There
were
were.
three in total. Um, Let me hit play here. Oops, hold on. Shit. I apologize. I forgot to share the screen instead. So here's the video. Well, one of the videos. Oh, don't do this to me. Ah, 1 second. Let me refresh this. 1 second.
I feel so discombobulated today.
I can tell you're not alone.
Kustoff. Mr. Kustoff, no.
Oh, there we are.
Mr. Fitzpatrick. Mr. Fitzpatrick, no. Mr. Stubbe. Mr. Stubbe, no.
Nobody's
Miss
there.
Tinney. Miss Tinney, no. Mrs. Fishbach. Mrs. Fishbach, no. Mr. Moore.
The stop. There's Mr. Moore. Check him out. Taxpayer dollars. That's what we're paying for right there. There's
Mm-hmm.
number one. That's the first one.
Mr. Moore.
No one's gonna sit there and poke him. That's embarrassing as all hell.
Mr. Moore, no.
Does he even know what the hell the vote was about?
I don't think he
Miss
does.
Van Dyne. Miss
Where the
Let me
where
pull up the video of what's her face. Um, Hold on. Nope, it was this one. This is the one with her. Hold on 1 second. Let me back this up, enlarge it, and share this one
Go back to work. Right, we need another source of healthcare television. And
from Michigan.
go back to work. Right, we need another source
that's our girl who? Debbie
This is
Dingellberry?
go
Dingellberry
back to work. Right,
Check
we need
that
another
out.
source
There's another one.
and
right there.
Same meeting. Same meeting. Okay, and we don't have a picture of the third one. What's her name?
Give me
Is
one
that
second.
yeah,
I will go pull that name back up.
I thought it
Um,
was it Jan something or other? Or am I wrong?
um, Hold on. Jan Schakowsky. I don't. Hold on.
Oh, I'm
This one.
impressed I remembered. Damn. I need a
Whatever this
kudo
last
for
name
that.
is. Shakowski. Oh my god. With a Polish heritage, I should be able to pronounce it better. But no, can't do that.
So before you start reading Crazy Bee, I'd like to point out where the article is from. Does everybody see the title there? It's not being reported in
The
our
Hindustan
newspapers.
Times.
Yes.
Yep, it's only overseas
Mm-hmm.
and on X.
Yep.
Hmm. Are
Why?
we surprised?
Mm-hmm.
So lawmakers were caught napping during a marathon House committee hearing on Trump's bill, including Blake Moore, Debbie Dingellberry, and Jan Schakowsky. Yep, multiple lawmakers were caught napping during an overnight House committee hearing on Donald Trump's big, beautiful bill. Representative Blake Moore, Debbie Dingellberry, and that one were filmed as they dozed off during Tuesday's hearing, which stretched into Wednesday morning. The footage has since gone viral, with the House members joking about their mishap. Lawmakers fall asleep during during the House Ways and Means Committee markup in the
Hey, Mom.
tax component of Trump's bill in Washington around 5 a.m. Moore fell asleep ahead of the vote on an amendment proposed by Representative Judy Chu, an affordable on the Affordable Care Act, and the vice chair of House Republican Conference was um, called on multiple times before Representative Michelle Fishbach nudged him awake. And we saw that video. What, son?
So I have a big brain idea.
No,
Why not? You
no,
could use it.
no.
Yes,
Go do something productive. I love you.
you could use it.
My son, I apologize. Um, so, um, in a statement today, Moore, 44, laughed off the incident, saying, I may have needed a quick power nap, but Ways and Means Republicans powered through the 18-hour markup to deliver a tax bill that better serves American families, workers, and businesses. He also thanked Fishbach for keeping me on track. How long was he asleep before she woke him up? Dingell was also caught napping during the markup on the Energy and Commerce Committee review of a plan to slash billions in spending over the next decade. As footage of her sleeping during the hearing went viral online, she hit back at her critics with an X post. Been up for 31 hours straight, fighting Republicans trying to gut Medicaid. This was not about Medicaid. It was the Energy and Commerce Committee. That's not Medicaid. Anyways, closed my eyes to think about an America where everyone has access to quality, affordable health care. Oh, like the communist health care, lead lined metal, and a very ironically cylindrical cone shaped
I also have an
item.
idea 2.0.
No, we're not doing Idea 2.0.
Why? We had one before.
Go. I'm in the middle of the podcast stuff. So she's all having a fit about this, but she can get the hell over it. Um, oh yeah, she has her little complaint there. SNL trolls. Oh, this is the end of the article, and it goes into something else. So, yeah, she wants to act like she was just closing her eyes to think about a better America. My ass, you were asleep. You were asleep. And you know what? No, healthcare, if everybody had healthcare, we'd all be screwed over, okay? We would get the worst healthcare possible. No one would be competing with each other for better prices. It would no, universal healthcare never worked out, okay? Does not work out. It's either free and doctors never get paid. So we would have to get away from a society where we depend on money. Okay. We would have to get rid of the money society in order for any of this to work. Economy would have to just disappear. We would have to be willingly working out of boredom to do things in order to earn all these free things. And housing would have to be free, food would have to be free. Nobody in the world is ready for that right now. So it's not going to work. Sorry, it's not going to work. Sorry for the tangent, too. Anyways,
You're fine.
Andy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I have friends that live in Canada
Hmm.
and wait over a year for a uh, standard procedure.
Yeah.
Unless you're on death row, you're not getting in. I mean,
I knew of a person who had to wait like 2 months for a bypass surgery.
yeah,
Hmm. There was a person who put out a video on TikTok. They have brain cancer and they've been having symptoms. And the soonest they can get them in for a scan to find out if it's the cancer's back is a year out at
right,
best. That doesn't help if it's a fast growing cancer. I mean, like, hello.
right.
Yeah. Yep. But let's go ahead. They'll take it out of the working people's taxes. Your taxes are going to practically double if we do the universal health care. Any working person is going to have to pay even more towards Medicaid and Social Security. And we're going to get shit care because Medicare and Medicaid already suck. And we haven't
Well,
even
and not
forced it on anybody.
well, the other interesting piece is Obamacare. That was to be the be all end all save all.
It damn
Um,
near destroyed the medical field.
uh, it well, it has, and there is absolutely. I don't know if anybody's ever checked, but since we own a small business, the premiums on Obamacare is the exact same premiums that are negotiated on an individual or business rate from the insurance company.
Now, was that
That's
when
where I
Obamacare first started? Because I remember it being a little bit cheaper when it first started.
not
Or was
now.
that after Trump said it's no longer mandatory
Oh,
in
that's
the
a good
2016 to
question.
2020?
Yeah,
Which
that's a good.
rage was this? Because I remember back when Obamacare first came out, it was based on my income. And since I was only
Okay.
making 14 an hour, I was paying I think it was $40 a month for the insurance and then I had $10 copay for medicine and 25 for doctor's visit, 50 for specialist.
Well,
I can't remember exactly, but that was also me being flat ass broke with a family of four. I think it was three at the time. It was just me and the two
yeah,
kids.
the only way that it it is income based where you do get a break on it. But if you don't meet the income guidelines, then you're going to be
Oh
paying
no,
full price.
I
Go
apologize. I
ahead.
want to take that back. It was from my work that covered the insurance, not the
Okay.
I was pricing it after I changed companies and they no longer provided healthcare coverage,
Mm-hmm.
which was after 2016 after Trump got elected and repealed that. So no, I apologize. My bad. I I was not through Obamacare. I had to think about this. Oh my god, I damn near forgot. No, I had to pay for insurance through my work because of it. And they did it because they were able to negotiate a really good price through work.
You had
So,
Cobra then.
no, it wasn't
No?
Cobra. It was something else. I cannot remember. We're talking this was like 2012, 13, no, 2014 when I
Okay.
got this job. And so yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. And because my
Well,
work offered it, I had to take it back
right,
when this happened under Obama.
right.
Yep.
because if not, you were penalized. You had to have proof of
Yep.
insurance. Uh huh.
And just because you qualified for Medicaid on that income didn't mean you got it. Because if your work offered it, you had to take it from your work before you could take it from the state.
That's correct.
There was no other option.
Well, and then as I said, now uh, the premium that I pay for Eric is the exact same premium that are on the Obamacare sheets, every single one,
Yep.
and I'm paying over $700 a month for him, and
And I've recently was
that is a
pricing
middle
my
of the
kids.
road. Yeah, that is a middle of the road policy.
Yeah. Not great,
Yep.
but not evil either.
Well, it
Yeah.
sucks, let me tell you.
For bare minimum
Luckily,
coverage for the
yep.
kids, it would have been $480 each. So
Yeah. Well.
$880? No,
Mm-hmm.
no, it would have been $960 for 2 kids, not including the $5,000 deductible for both of them. And oh, yeah, so 900 and something a month plus the $5,000 deductible and all the copays.
Yep. I
I can't
pay
afford that
almost.
shit.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what
I
Obamacare is right now. Hey,
Yeah.
Brent.
I pay. Hi, Brent. I pay almost. Art says
Oh, this one.
Obamacare should have been insurance of last resort for those who nobody else would cover, not an overhaul of medical coverage. But politicians aren't very bright. We agree with that
And
statement.
then he
Mm.
added, had a friend who was glad to have mental health coverage because he needed it if he needed pregnancy care. He'd need it if he needed pregnancy care. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. And again, like, there are people like my mother who had benefited from Obamacare because she was able to qualify for an insurance that because again, she was making way too much money based on her disability, her because she had long-term disability through her work,
Mm-hmm.
and it gave her too much money a month to qualify for Medicaid. And well, it turns out actually it wasn't the case. It was somebody actually filled out the paperwork wrong, and I ended up going back, refilling out the paperwork and getting it squared away for her. But she had to use the Obamacare um when it first came out, and I was able to get her a very affordable plan at the time being. But it was more on the lines of the spend down plan, where you got to have so much in bills covered out of pocket before they will go ahead and take over paying the bill from there, and you're responsible for however much it was. And that
Right.
was not for a year, that was every month. You had to spend over, I think it was a $2,000 out of pocket every month before they would kick in and take over for the medical for the rest of the month. And I'm like, that
Right.
is absolute garbage. And so I went back, redid the paperwork for the Medicaid, um, because they said something like she didn't qualify because her medical, there wasn't enough of a medical reason or something. It was really stupid because somebody didn't fill out the paperwork right. So I went in and laid it out in excessive detail why she needed medical coverage. And we finally got the Medicaid to be the secondary insurance for her until they adjusted the Medicare qualifiers or something, whatever it was in 2016 when Trump took over, and then she was able to start getting straight Medicaid. It
Mm-hmm.
was a mess. It was a mess for a long time because of Obama. I'm
It
so
still
glad
is.
they
Yeah,
undid it.
it still is.
Mhm.
Still, because it's my personal thing that obviously the insurance companies
Well,
contract
they're going to
with.
benefit no matter what. They're
I know.
never going to pay out more than they bring in each year.
I know. I I told you that. It
Otherwise,
doesn't
how are they
matter.
going to pay their employees?
They, I have said it time and time again. They will never ever lose a dime.
Never.
They're going
And
to
that's
make
for
it up
car
when,
insurance too,
uh
not
huh.
just medical.
Yeah, and homeowners insurance too.
Anything. By the
Right.
time you've paid homeowners insurance, let's say you pay homeowners insurance the entire time you own the home for 40, 50 years. You've never once had to use it. They don't give you that money back. They don't give that money back to your family when you die. They keep it.
No.
Oh, and the same thing happens if you've never claimed unemployment. All that money that's been put into your unemployment, all
Right.
your working life, yeah, that does
Yep.
not come back to you at any point when you retire, when you die, none of that. They keep it as a fund to go towards other projects.
Yes. I have to pay not only unemployment insurance, but then for the business has to pay a state unemployment. And we had to meet certain criteria. And now that he's been in business so long, the rates are really low. But in the beginning, it was just crazy
Mhm.
because Pennsylvania just is freaking taxes you to death on everything. Uh,
Yep.
it's just absolutely ridiculous. And for EJ, his plan is almost 475 a month. It's the same plan that Eric has, and they suck. How do you go into
Yes.
the doctors and you have a $65 copay? And luckily, again, both of them are healthy, and they seldom go to the doctor, but that's
There
why,
was an insurance plan I was looking at that you had to pay not only for your visit, but part of the testing.
wow.
Yeah. X-ray. Oh, $10 you had to pay for an X-ray. Blood work, you had to pay $5 for your blood work to get done. Need an
Well,
MRI? Well,
that's
that's
why,
15.
yeah, well, that's why you hear the call for universal health care because they think that that's going to fix the issue.
It's not. Yes, it sucks that some people don't have health care. Well, how about you get the jobs back here so they can have a job and get health care through their work
hmm Most,
or through another means, or at least be
I
able to
would,
afford to pay the doctor cash for the visit.
yeah, I would say in the late 80s is when companies used to pay the full cost of an employee's insurance. Then we saw
Uh-huh.
the advent of things like a Health America, some other uh, third party kind of companies came in, and you had the option if you went with them and spend a little bit more out of pocket. Now you didn't have to contribute. Where if you kept the plan that they
Yeah.
had, now they were going
Yep.
to start to make you pay for it. So
Yeah.
now in what 40 some years, it has now transgressed to the majority of employees pay for a large portion of their health care
Oh,
costs.
and heaven forbid no one in network is in your town
Oh, right. Yep.
because you got to be in network because of HMOs.
Right. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. All
Just
right.
saying, there is no perfect system unless doctors and everyone agree to work for free. You're
Mm-hmm.
not going to get free universal health care. Are people
Right.
really this stupid? Oh, the only way that's going to happen is if we no longer have bills to pay. How's that going to
Right.
happen?
Okay. We have two
Insurance was
comments.
a way
Yeah,
to
we
pay
missed his first
employees.
one.
Oh, I put it up earlier.
Oh,
Insurance
I'm
means
sorry.
deny coverage, but socialized medicine means not having the service even though it's covered. Yes. And Art says insurance was a way to pay employees more without incurring additional tax on the earnings back in the 50s. Yep. And we were just talking last night, weren't we, Dee, about my ex husband's job, how he gets the personal time off and it doesn't reset for the year, it resets every month. and he gets some damn good hours of personal time off every month. And that makes it worth staying at the job because the car breaks down or someone needs a ride to a doctor's appointment or you're sick, you still get a paid day.
Right.
And it was again worth it. He may make what, a little over 20 an hour, but that personal time off, the 401k match that they do was really nice. They matched, I think, 25% of what he puts in. And then there was the medical coverage, which in my opinion wasn't worth it. So we skipped on that. Oh, and he's got life insurance through his work.
Right.
So yeah, we have this place is worth working at. It's something you should
Yep.
always take into consideration. Yeah, you may make less an hour, but look at all those nice ass benefits you're getting. Don't
Right.
leave.
Right.
Stick it out, live
Absolutely.
within your means.
I told you after we talked about that, I said, tell them that I said as HR, don't leave that job.
Yep.
All right.
I
Well, I
say we
see
bring
it's
more jobs back with decent
exactly,
perks, and then we can afford it.
exactly.
Time off? Who gets time off? Welcome to the life of a manager owner. Amen.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? It
Oh,
never, it never, it, it never ends. Truly, it doesn't.
it
And the kick in
doesn't.
the, yeah, and the kick in the pants is that, people feel free to call you all hours of the evening, early morning. Yeah. Uh-huh. Anyway,
Mhm.
let's hit it. Let's move on here. What else? What's up next? What else we
Um,
got?
oh, I got to one
How do you
clear
think this
out.
left the building?
What?
How do you think this left the building?
Somebody took it with them.
Is that even legal?
Yes, it is very legal to do.
You could take casino chips out of the casino.
Yes, people do. Oops.
Really? I did
Shit.
not know that.
I accidentally closed it. 1 second, folks. Oh my god, what a day. I'm trying to pull up the next links. I am so sorry. Um, where did it go? We are on to Miss Nancy Pelosi.
Uh-oh.
Let me open
You
the next
know,
few links, and I have the
I don't,
video pulled up.
okay, I don't even know what to say about her from her first start with JFK and previous to that helping her father in politics. So been
Uh-huh.
involved at a very young age to today. If she is not proof that you need term limits, I don't know who is. The problem I had with her was we could have spent the entire month just going over everything that she has done, and that probably still wouldn't have been enough time. So
Yes.
between the two of us, we tried to pull the highlights uh, and some obscure kind of things from her. But she is truly the epitome of a hack that has been in office just way too damn long.
Yep.
And and trust me, we will as we finish up the Dems, we do have the Republican list as well. So
Oh, yes.
uh
We're just knocking
yes,
out in alphabetical order the Democrats, then the Republicans. And oh, yeah, that's why
right,
we're covering local and federal politicians because y'all should know what's going on in your local areas too.
right. I mean this goes all the way down to school boards, your city, your county seats, your state seats, and I don't know. At some point, the information there's so much out there.
Mhm.
It was just truly a mind-boggling task to undertake everything that she did. I could see somebody going in there and writing like a tell-all book on her just from all the stuff you collected off the internet about her.
Not seen
I
it yet.
mean, it's truly
It would
wild.
be nice, but they'd
Yeah,
probably disappear and never be heard from again.
Oh,
well, yeah, and we will show you proof of that as we go on with our presentation, won't we?
Yep. Um,
Okay,
there are political dynasties like the Kennedys and others. It's not what the founders wanted, but it's the way society tends to work. Exactly the problem we're having.
right. And that's why I'm for term limits.
And all I got to say is the Bushes. 3 generations of
Uh-huh.
severe, insane corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And they were Republican. So, um,
Okay.
anyways, I this isn't really so much a want to read, but I do want to
Stop.
point out.
Back up, back down a little bit.
Hold on,
Back
I'm
down.
trying. I gotta. I give
Okay.
me 1 second. I gotta zoom it a little.
1001 times up. 1001 times up. You got to ask for more seconds than just one.
How high do you want me to scroll back up?
You to show the picture of her.
That's what I was trying to do. I was zooming out so
I
we
go,
could get the full picture.
oh, gotcha, grasshopper. There you go. There we go.
And I do want to say she was pretty.
Yes, she was. She was
Alcohol and
cute.
stress led to the woman we see today.
Mm-hmm. And lying and cheating and stealing and coercing and everything else.
Mhm.
Uh-oh, what's Art saying here? The reason we got
The
Trump in the
reason we
first
got Trump. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. The reason we got Trump in the first place was we didn't want Bush round three or Clinton round two or Kamala round one. Uh,
Yeah. Or
yeah,
Obama round 2. I mean,
yeah.
we are so sick of the institutional bull crap. We were desperate.
Mm.
Actually, Grasshopper is the student, Crazy Bee is the master.
Hey, JJ, it all depends on the subject matter. Get it right.
That is true. That is very true. There is a lot I
Hmm.
do not know. There is a lot. And I like to learn new things. Like I learned a new thing about Star Wars yesterday, but I'll save y'all the headache of hearing about it. But I did learn something new about the lightsabers of Star Wars and how they got their colors and why Mace Windu had a purple one and no one else did. But, that's okay.
We'll talk
Back
about
to
it.
Nancy
Well, maybe we'll
Pelosi.
talk about that on Tuesday. All right, so there's our cute picture. And who is she with, Crazy Bee?
That is JFK at his inauguration.
In what year?
Mm, what year was it that he got inaugurated? Was it 61?
Two, one. I was going to say one first, and then I changed it to two. So
Yep.
she's been around the political arena. I believe she was what? Uh, but the master is running the show. There is no
Just because I
JJ.
run the studio doesn't mean I run the show.
Oh, JJ, we have to have a talk. You're going to have to call me so I can set you straight. That's all I have to say. I'm leaving that at that. Oh, master, my ass. Go ahead.
Art says some friends call me Master Po from the 70s Kung Fu series. I actually have seen old reruns. That's freaking funny. um, but yeah,
So
Nancy Pelosi.
she's been around. She's been dragged around the block a couple times.
And I do want to correct the record because I have said it probably a bunch of times that I thought Nancy Pelosi was a aide to JFK, and that is not accurate. I just want to make it clear. I did a bit more digging. She never was an aide in the White House. And she didn't get into Congress until what, the 80s, late 80s, early 90s?
Something, yeah, something like that, right?
So I do want to correct the record. My bad. I'm glad I refound it. Evidently someone had put out a false rumor. I did not fact check it. I probably should have. and I don't know why I didn't. I normally fact check every frickin' thing I read and see, but that one, I don't know. I dropped the ball, so it
I
happens.
think you were, yeah, I think you were out of it that anyway.
Uh, for
She
the
was,
last 2 years, 3 years,
yeah,
or
well,
longer.
whatever. Hey, look at me. What can I say? So
Um,
she's
the
20
next,
years old in this picture,
yes.
and I just also find it fascinating that there was rumored. I didn't pull any of those stories. You can do a Google search on it. There was rumored that she carried on an affair with JFK for 7 years, and it was never really confirmed. Hence, I didn't pull it, but that
Yeah.
kind of stuff can always be intriguing. So, uh, Feinstein and Pelosi both come out of San Francisco, so you can guess why they were in office as long as they were. Yes. And
Now
Pelosi
I
will
did
probably
find
die
out.
in office. Go ahead,
Sorry, go
Crazy
ahead.
B. No, go
Oh
ahead.
no, well, because I was going to bring up something about Feinstein from in the 90s.
Go ahead.
So, okay, so back in the 90s, the late 90s when it came out, or the no, I'm sorry, early 2000s when it came out that the military had been testing weapons on our soldiers in the 50s and 60s. Feinstein was one of the many people in Congress that helped push to make the military accountable for all the long-term health conditions these people had. So I got to give credit where credit's due, and I am very proud of that one thing I found so far. And it was actually an unrelated YouTube video I was watching about like the no, the CIA's it was a redacted type. I can't remember what it's called. It's part of the Bowen Studios
Mm-hmm.
group, and they were talking about all these people who had been hurt by the military's testing of LSD, MK Ultra type stuff, bioweapons, Ebola testing, whether it can be aerosolized, all this nonsense. And she actually stood up for the veterans who had lifelong health conditions that the military didn't want to take blame for that they did to them. So, um, did I fact check
Uh-oh.
it?
Brent wants to know if you fact checked what Dianne Feinstein did.
Have you ever known Mr. Bolin not to do a thorough deep dive? I mean, if y'all have ever watched the Mr. Bolin stuff on YouTube, you'll find that someone does intensely deep diving when he does anything. Al Capone set up soup kitchens in the Great Depression doesn't make him a great hero. I know, but I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Okay, it was nice of them to set up the
I
soup
was just gonna
kitchens,
say what
even if
she
they're
had a
bad.
moment of clarity,
Or she
maybe,
just, maybe it was something that made sense to her to actually do.
or
Oh,
personally
Brent
affected
says I
her.
had to D.
Uh-huh. Thank you, Brent.
But, no, I mean, I gotta give credit where credit's due. They did something good. It does not mean she's a perfect politician, doesn't mean she's a good politician. She could very muchly still be corrupt,
Right,
and I would like to try and find a lot more about her. But I will say, quite plainly, I can appreciate her having the back of the veterans and pushing the military and helping push this through so they could
right,
get what they deserved.
right.
So, yep. So
Okay,
Feinstein,
now
as old as she is and as corrupt as she is, has done some good.
she's dead.
Feinstein is not dead.
Yes, she is, isn't she?
No, I think she's still in office with the purple hair.
That's not her. She doesn't. She doesn't have purple hair. What are you
Hold
talking
on.
about? That's a whack
Oh
job.
no, you're Diane Feinstein. I
Yeah.
apologize. Not the purple haired Feinstein. Not who was the purple haired one in Congress? Which was the purple
Jesus
haired one
God.
in Congress?
I don't know her name, but she's a whack job too. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
she looks like
Brent,
a witch with
Brent,
purple
Crazy
hair.
B needs help fact checking. She doesn't know the names now.
Yeah,
Oh my
oh,
gosh.
Einstein was 90 years old when she kicked the
Yeah,
bucket.
yeah. Remember, she was in the wheelchair and stuff, and they had to basically almost raise her hand to take a vote. They nudged. They were there's video of them whispering in her ear whether to say yes or no for a vote. Yeah. Uh huh. That's another one. Why?
Hold on. Well, I want to see who the purple-haired witch is.
Okay.
Um, Deloro, 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 Rosa Deloro is the
Where's
one
she
with the
out of?
purple hair.
Where's she
She has been
from?
in Congress since 1991. I want to find out how old this creepy-looking woman is. How old is she? Um, where's the Wikipedia on her?
I don't know, but now that you have it, if she has the purple hair, throw her up so everybody can see her.
Um, there it is on Wikipedia. Hold on one second. She was born in 43.
Okay.
So this, hold on, let me enlarge this over here.
There you go.
This woman.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Have you ever heard her talk?
No, I
I
just
have.
assume she's full of shit. Oh, she's out of
Oh,
Connecticut.
it's bad.
Wow.
I mean, we
Thank
had
you,
this
JJ, for
discussion.
knowing it.
We had this discussion as well as far as we bitched last week about Fetterman. Oh, she looks sane. That's just because it's a still photo. Go see her in action on the floor. She does a lot of
Hold on.
presentations.
Let me do this one. Does this look sane? Does that
I
look
don't even.
sane?
I
Does
don't
this
even know
look
what to say.
sane?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's hear it back from Brent. What do you got to say? Oh,
I know it was
God.
sarcasm,
Oh,
but the green glasses really just,
oh, they
yeah.
clash with the hair. Now, okay, so wait. Just stay on that picture. So last week we bitched about Fetterman in the hoodie, correct? And not wearing a
Mhm.
suit or at least presentable clothing.
She has
This,
the clothing, but the rest is.
and
Ahem.
yeah,
Ahem.
the rest just gotta go. Like, really?
You're not
And
15. You're not an edgy
exactly,
teenager. Shut the
exactly.
hell up and go get your hair done. Right.
I can't take it I can't take her seriously.
Nope. Can't either.
How did you, I don't know if she got voted in with purple hair and
Nope.
they thought
Back
it
in
was cool.
91, she did not. Hold on. There was a picture of her from 91. This was her picture back in 91. This one right
Oh,
here.
and then that's when she went woke. Oh, she even got a tattoo. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, come on. Wear some freaking short sleeves, really?
No, in this case, wear long sleeves. Your arms are way too. I'd be wearing
I'm
long
sorry.
sleeves at that point.
I don't know what to say. Jesus God.
Do not wear tank tops if your arms look like that unless you're at home. That's my rule for me. Also reminds me of Johnny Depp and Willy Wonka.
Oh shit.
Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, she does.
Maybe she needs to borrow one of Fetterman's hoodies. Oh my
No,
God.
no. There was a movie long ago. I'm talking back in the. I watched it in the 80s, but there was this evil headmistress at some school that used to turn the kids into mice or rats or something. It is an obscure book. It was made into a movie. Older people in here might know what the hell I'm talking about. Probably not. But let me pull up the Willy Wonka um picture.
And Four Corners, if you're still with us or listening, this is how we get off topic. This
Yes.
happens, yeah, this happens. I don't want to say all the time, but it happens more frequent than not. And we're not always ragging on somebody, but we do tend to go off topic of what we have
Look,
planned for the
we're not
day.
wrong about the Willy Wonka.
I know. Mm, Jeez. I just can't. I mean, where uh, can't somebody pull? You know what? Here's what's really bad is if she would have come into the office and then would have changed her hair that color, my CEO would have had a fit. And it would have been up to me to pull her aside and say, hey, you got to do something with your hair or you're going to be fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh
Oh,
huh.
it was called The
I always thought
Witches.
that
It
too.
was from 1990.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And this one right here reminds me of that.
That's even
Do you see the
key stuff.
and then
Yeah.
there was this one.
Oh,
I'm not wrong.
no, you're not wrong.
Sorry. Let's get back on task. My bad.
Okay. All right. That's fine. It's Friday afternoon. Anyway, what do we got next on Pelosi?
We have the Wikipedia article on her. Oh my
Okay.
god, I am so sorry. Yeah.
Do you want me to
I
take
apologize.
this one?
Yes, I can't stop laughing about the what's her
Okay, you're
fucking face
cool.
that I can't pronounce. Go ahead.
Okay, so Nancy Patricia Pelosi D'Alessandro, born March 26, 1940, is an American politician who was the 52nd Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, serving from 2007 to 2011 and again from 2019 to 2023. A member of the Democratic Party, she was the first woman elected as U.S. House Speaker and the first woman to lead a major, uh-oh, where yeah, I lost my place. There we go. Political party in either chamber of Congress, leading the House Democrats from 2003 to 2023. A member of the House since 1987, Pelosi currently represents California's 11th congressional district, which includes most of San Francisco. She's also the dean of the California's congressional
Damn it.
delegation. Pelosi was born and raised in Baltimore and is the daughter of Mayor and Congressman Thomas D'Alessandro Jr. She graduated from Trinity College, Washington in 1962 and married businessman Paul Pelosi the next year. The two had met while both were students. They moved to New York City before settling down in San Francisco with their children. Focused on raising her family, Pelosi stepped into politics as a volunteer for the Democratic Party in the 1960s. After years of party work, rising to chair of the state party, she was first elected to Congress in a 1987 special election and is now in her 20th term.
You can tell this has
Pelosi,
not been updated because she
right,
obviously stepped down.
right. Pelosi steadily rose through the ranks of the House Democratic caucus to be elected.
Oh, are you still there, D? Or do you need to go? Oh, you've got to be kidding. It disconnected her mic again? Or it's unsynced? Uh-oh. Um, I can't hear her. I don't know if anyone else can. In a single day, Representative Nancy Pelosi reportedly earned 4.7 million from stock trades, according to the stock market watchdog group. Yep, and we're going to be getting into that.
Crazy bee
We
in my back.
You are back. Can you hear me? Nope. Okay, she'll be back. But we are going to be diving into that stock market stuff. Don't worry, we're getting there. Nothing on this end. Okay, she'll be back in just a second. There's a bit of lag. Yeah, we could hear her, but she couldn't hear me. Oh, are we back?
We're back. Go ahead, continue, please. I'm sorry.
Okay. Oh, you were the one reading, not me.
Oh, what have you been doing since I've been gone?
Read the comment from Four Corners about how she made 4.7 million from stock trades in one day, and
Yes,
then you came back.
yes, and I have that article actually. Okay, so where was I?
JJ is not letting it go.
You know what, JJ? There's a thing that I have available to us. It's called the ban button. Don't push your luck today. Oh God. You're lucky. You know what? I see where all the love goes here. That's fine.
Oh, they love you very much,
Oh,
Dee. They love
I don't
you.
know about that. I'm not feeling the love, JJ. That's
I'm tech
fine.
support. I'm tech
Uh,
support
uh,
here.
okay, whatever. Okay, so she was elected in this special. We did that. She became the House Minority Whip in 2001 and was elevated to the House Minority Leader a year later, becoming the first woman to hold each of those positions in either chamber of Congress. In 2006 midterm election, Pelosi led the Democrats to a majority in the House for the first time in 12 years and was subsequently elected Speaker, becoming the first woman to hold the office, until Kamala Harris became Vice President in 2021. Pelosi was the highest-ranking woman in the presidential line of succession in U.S. history as the Speaker of the House's second and in line of succession. During her first trashing is the brevity of love, like
Teasing.
family. hmm
They
Oh,
meant
tease.
teasing.
Oh, I thought, no, he's probably meant trashing.
No,
Either
he just
way,
put teasing
oh, he
underneath.
corrected it. Okay, thank you,
I
JJ.
That's why I said it, and they
Okay,
do love.
okay, thank you. I need all the love and support I could get, trust me. Uh, so she was the highest ranking woman in the presidential line as Speaker of the House. During her first speakership, Pelosi was a major opponent of the Iraq War, as well as the Bush administration's attempt to partially privatize Social Security. She participated in the passage of the Obama administration's landmark bills, including the Affordable Care Act, the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, the Don't Ask, Don't Tell Repeal Act, the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009, and the 2010 Tax Relief Act. Pelosi lost the speakership after the Republican Party retook the majority in the 2010 midterm elections, but she retained her role as leader of the House Democrats and became House Minority Leader for a second time. In the 2018 midterm elections, Democrats again regained majority control of the House, and Pelosi was again elected Speaker, becoming the first former Speaker to reclaim the gavel since Sam Rayburn in 1955. During her second speakership, the House twice impeached President Donald Trump, first in, hey baby, what are you doing here? Excuse me. Hold on.
It's okay. Family
You what,
first.
honey? Oh, thank you. Give me a kiss. Say hi to the audience. Give me a kiss. Thank you.
Hello.
I love you. Thanks, babe. He brought me pizza for dinner.
Ooh, Art has a good
Yeah.
comment about the Obamacare. Participated in Obamacare. She crammed that thing down every orifice in the country. Yes, she did. There was no way that was not going to pass the way she pushed it.
I apologize. He wanted to know our YouTube channel. He's going to subscribe.
Aw, I love
Okay,
it.
uh, so go ahead and scroll up, Crazy B.
I oh,
Yeah, I went. Okay, so she also did the rescue, the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the CHIPS and Science Act, the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022, and the Respect for Marriage Act. Wonder what the heck that's about. Can you click on that by any chance? Yeah, what's that
um,
about?
let's, um,
Oh, that's same sex, and I figured that's what it
yes.
was, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't have to respect my husband. That's all. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean that.
Let's hope he
Oh,
doesn't
shit.
watch this episode.
I hope not either. In the 2022 midterm elections, Republicans narrowly regained control of the House for the new Congress, ending her tenure as Speaker. She subsequently retired as House Democrat leader. On November 29, 2022, the Steering and Policy Committee of the House Democratic Caucus named Spaliki, oh my gosh, named
Where did you get
Pelosi.
that?
I have no, that's a combination word that's just
Of
brand new.
Speaker and Pelosi. You combined the
Uh-huh,
two.
correct. Yep, that's the mouth not working. Named Pelosi Speaker Emerita. Uh, skip her early life. We don't need to know all that.
Uh,
We talked about that. Uh, back down a little bit.
oh, early
Okay.
political career?
Yeah, let's see just that a little bit about that. Okay, so this is where there was a little bit of controversy I had found. Philip Burton died in 1983, and his wife, Selah Burton, won a special election to fill the remainder of her husband's congressional term. She was then reelected to two more terms in her own right. Burton became ill with cancer in late 1986 and decided not to run for reelection in 1988. She wanted Pelosi to succeed her, guaranteeing Pelosi the support of the Burton's contacts. Burton died on February 1st, 1987, 1 month after being sworn in for a second full term. Pelosi won the special election to succeed her, defeating Democrat San Francisco Supervisor Harry Britt on April 7th, 1987, and Republican Harriet Ross in a June 2nd runoff. Pelosi took office a week later. In the primary, Britt, a gay man, had courted San Francisco's sizable homosexual population by arguing that he would be better than Pelosi at addressing the HIV/AIDS epidemic. Pelosi had held many campaign events, amassed a large number of campaign volunteers, and fundraised prolifically for her campaign. She then continued to represent approximately the same area of San Francisco for her entire congressional career, despite the boundary shifting marginally in decennial post-reappropriation. Oh, that's a tough one.
Re
Reappropriate. My mouth is not going to say that today.
Portition, whatever the fuck it is. It was redistricting. There we go.
There you go. There you go. That word just got changed real nice. Go ahead
I'm
and
not
scroll up. This
fighting
is.
with it, and it's okay.
I was trying. You know what I mean? When you have, uh, when you're. I was going to say when you have issues and the words just don't want to come out or your mouth doesn't want to formulate words, man. Sometimes this is a rough thing to do. I'll tell you.
But it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
You got to admit
Yeah, it is
that.
funny. Yeah, it is funny. Uh, Go ahead, scroll up. Let's skip. See, let's
Oh,
skip. Let's skip some of this shit. Oh my God. This is what time
Um,
is it? Are we almost done? Hold on. How much more? Oh shit, we got a
we've
half
got
hour
30
to go
minutes.
yet.
We're gonna
Damn.
have to finish more of her tomorrow too.
Tomorrow's Saturday, girl. You mean
Oh,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Do what I
forgot the new
mean, not what I
schedule
say.
already. You know what?
Reapportioned is how it's pronounced. Thank you, JJ.
No, that was art.
Or sorry. Oh my God. I
What is
can't.
it? Put that back up on the screen so I
I
could
didn't
see it. I
pull it
can't
up.
see all the words.
I didn't pull it up. I just was reading it.
Reapportion. Shunned.
Reapportioned.
Reapportioned. Reapportioned. Reapportioned. Oh,
Whatever.
I like Crazy Pete's answer better.
Whatever
So
the fuck it is, they got redistrict. It's
it'll
redistricting.
work. It'll work. Um, Before we go any further, because I don't want to do this at the end in case anybody just drops off, we took a look, as I had mentioned previously, at our numbers had been really low since we started Corrupt Politicians. So we renamed the video yesterday, and in was it 5 hours or 7 hours,
In
Crazy
24
B?
hours, that video now has 900 views.
Right. Explain
The
that.
one before it
How
had
that,
16.
yes. So we believe the corrupt politicians was being suppressed somehow by Rumble.
Or
So
I just
we are,
creative with the titles.
well, we didn't, we had structured it that way so that it wouldn't be clickbait, and it's not the way we have
Yeah.
it right now, but we'll just have to watch. So please like, subscribe, follow, comment, share. Uh,
Send us your
as I mentioned,
firstborn.
no, I'm having a second born come here soon, and the firstborn. I don't need any more.
Uh, yeah.
Plus, with Jekyll and Hyde, no thanks.
Okay.
So,
All right.
uh,
Fine. You can keep your
thank
kid.
you, thank you. And so, with that being said, you'll see our Cash App on display, and we are not taking any monies from Rumble or YouTube. Rumble wanted to pay us if we had 1,000 views, $1, to
Yep.
which they would take out 30%. So Crazy B and I would each make 35 cents. So we figured that it would be better to anybody that's watching that could possibly contribute $1 to the Cash App. We could at least each make 50 cents. We are approximately $400 in the hole on trying to get this up and running, this, between the studio and the some of the services that we utilize to verify material. So
And for the sake of our sanity.
any help that anybody could do, we figured that if we got $1 from somebody, it would be better than what
We should
Russell was
call it our
going to do.
therapy fund so we can start paying for therapy.
There you go. So we appreciate everybody that has joined us. We are truly blessed for just coming out of the gate and being a little over 2 months old, and to almost get up at some points close to 2,000 views. Uh, and we hope that that trend continues. Um, we have a lot planned for over the summer, and as I mentioned, scheduling had changed from Tuesday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. is Rex Sisters. Saturday is Crazy Bees Gaming and UFC Fight, or as I almost typed out to her, KFC, but luckily I caught myself.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
And yeah, and then Sundays and Mondays is questions that need answers, and that's Crazy Bee's gig that she handles. Insomniac Theater, which will I'll be handling, will hopefully launch in after Labor Day or early October.
This fall.
Yeah, this fall sometime, and that will be You want to talk about crazy shit going on? That'll be the channel to be rocking on.
That yeah,
Uh
that
huh.
that will
That's
make
going to
us look
be,
tame.
yeah, that's going to be a little bit off the chain, I think. We probably probably might get kicked off of everywhere we're going to be, so we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah.
that's the plan so far. And if you haven't done so already and would like to, please join the Discord. Hey, Blue Rose,
Oh,
we
hey.
have a we have a Discord that more in-depth conversations and analysis go on between members and ourselves. So feel free
Yep.
to drop in. All right. With that said, Crazy B, what else
Do
do
you
we have on Pelosi out of here
uh
that's worthwhile? Do you think?
hold on. Well, the only thing left is the talk about her dad in the video I have. I mean, we could start it and finish it on Tuesday, or just save the video for Tuesday and take the last 20 minutes to bullshit around.
Why don't we start the video
Okay, so what
and
I'll
then
do
we'll
is I'll
finish
share
it?
this
Yeah,
first.
yeah. Now this is the or if you want to hold off on the video, what about those other pieces that I sent over about
I do have a
dictatorship?
few. I do have one other article about the man who attacked her husband because I'm going
Yeah,
down
why
the
don't
list
we?
in what
Yeah,
order.
why don't? Okay. Do you want to do the? Let's do her dad first. Let's do a video. We've talked long enough and read long enough.
You want to do
We
the
can't.
video?
Yeah, because we can't pronounce words. Obviously, neither one of us. Don't ask us to walk, talk, and chew gum at the same time because I don't
Yeah,
think we could
don't. It
manage
ain't gonna
that.
go well.
Exactly. So go ahead and hit
I
play
got it down
whenever
to
you're ready.
this was an hour long one, but wait. Yes. Okay, so it takes it was over an hour when it first was pulled up, and I managed to get it down to 14 minutes by cutting out the non-alcoholic wine that he was selling or pitching. So
Wait,
at
wait
that
a
point
second.
it's just grape
When you
juice.
said that to me, wait, when you told me he was selling non-alcoholic wine, what did you say that actually was?
So grape juice.
I want, I just want to know how and why. That's all. I
Yeah,
just want to know. Uh
it's
huh.
grape juice. That's what
Yeah.
unfermented wine is. Grape juice in a bottle
Okay.
that looks like
Yes.
wine. But yeah, grape juice. Anyways,
Okay.
I
We
cut
might
out
be
some of this.
able to get through this whole thing, depending.
Yeah,
Oh
we
no, we
might.
won't. Okay.
Probably not, but
If
we
you,
could try.
yeah, if we both shut up, we might.
Okay, I'm pushing play.
So I have somewhat of a mob story today, and people don't relate it to politics. Don't, oh, Michael, politics. Look, people, we got to talk about issues that are going on today. If you don't want to talk about it, there's something wrong with you because this affects all of us, all of our lives on a daily basis. But Nancy Pelosi, very interesting person, powerful person in Congress. There's something about her. When I watch her, there's just something, the moves that she makes, the way she talks, and interestingly enough, her father was alleged to have mob ties. He was a prominent Democratic congressman, I think back in the 1930s to the 1940s. Then he became mayor of Baltimore from 1947, I think, or from 1939 to 1947, something like that. Anyway, he was an important Democratic person at that time, and he had ties to the mob. And remember, I told you this. All mobsters were Democrats back then. Why? Because they were easier to corrupt. That's the bottom line. Like it, not like it, that's the truth. That's my experience. But interestingly enough, I came across an article. I want to read it for you, and then I'm going to have them post a little YouTube video that I saw as a news clipping about her father, Nancy Pelosi's father. But let me read this to you. It's very interesting. President John F. Kennedy asked the FBI to look into Speaker Pelosi's father for connections to the mob. A document that was quietly released last week confirms this. Now, this was written January 13, 2021. So this document was released on January 6th, and we know what happened on January 6th. On January 6th, the FBI quietly released documents related to Nancy Pelosi's father, Thomas D'Alessandro Jr., was investigated by the FBI in 1961 per request from President John F. Kennedy. And prior to that, the reason Kennedy asked for that is because in 1947, J. Edgar Hoover started an investigation also on D'Alessandro Jr., Pelosi's father. I think Pelosi, she was, I think, 21 at that time. She grew up with her father. She knew her dad, obviously. She knew his business. He was a Democrat. She became a Democrat. And the allegation was that the mob helped him, number one, supported him during his Congress term, and then helped him become mayor of Maryland, swung the vote in his way. And it was alleged that he took bribes for the mob.
So he was
Wow.
more than likely heavily involved
I
with
would
the mob.
think so. But they never proved anything, correct?
As far as I know, or they hid the proof they found.
Okay.
It could have been one of those numbers too. Because
Right.
remember, the mafia worked with the CIA, well, the precursor to the CIA, to teach them spying tactics.
Right.
And the FBI, they worked with them to teach them how to spy on people. Art says it wouldn't surprise me if her father had mob ties, and even if even if she has some as well. The mob was big in the trash business in the Bay areas. Mm-hmm. And we all know New York and Chicago.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, let's try to get past this. We're only a minute and 46 seconds in.
Gee.
And so on and so forth. None of this surprises me, Bill. None of this whatsoever surprises me because we had people in Congress, they were all Democrats that were doing our bidding at that time. So why do I relate this to Nancy Pelosi? I'm not inferring in any way that she has mob connections now. She grew up with her father. She understood. She knew the people that were around him. She got it. So, sometimes you pick up the moves and, your father has an impact on you and so on and so forth. And, just look at Nancy's style. She once made a quote. She said, anybody that has ever dealt with me knows not to mess with me. That's mob talk. She had another quote about a knife or something. You put the gun down, I take the knife, something like that. Or you put a knife on the table, I'm coming with a gun, something like that. And it's a little bit, okay. Why are you saying things like that? Anyway, maybe she was around her father and heard things like that because of the mob influence. A very interesting article, currently, I just read it today, came up about Nancy Pelosi, and I want to read it to you. And remember what I just said. Her father definitely had mob ties. He was a Democrat. She was around him. She was 21 when he was a mayor. So, she was already, into her, quest to become a significant person in the Democratic Party also. So now this is the headline to this article. Nancy Pelosi murdered Joe Biden's political career, but now she wants him on Mount Rushmore. What a shameless hypocrite. Yeah, I don't know if you saw the latest that she said Joe Biden was such an amazing president that he should have his face on Mount Rushmore. Do you believe this? Look, I don't want to get into that, but what the heck did he do in 3.5 years? I don't get it. There's chaos throughout the world, and the country's in the worst shape it's been in God knows how long, and she wants to put his face on Mount Rushmore. I don't get it. But you know what? It's the hypocrisy of it. So now, let me read the article. Nancy Pelosi has what we British, it's a British man that wrote this, would call a, quote, brass neck.
Hold on. I know several mob-related San Francisco families. I went to school in the Bay Area. Interesting. So she very well may have into her full career.
So is Art telling us not to mess with them? Is that what he's
I mean,
suggesting?
that's no different than my great-grandfather.
Right.
I mean, yeah.
It's a saying that alludes to someone so thick-skinned, it makes them utterly impervious to any sense of shame for their self-interested or hypocritical actions. It's an open secret in Washington. Listen to this. An open secret in Washington that Pelosi just did to Joe Biden what Marcus Brutus did to Julius Caesar. Betrayal. Of course, she didn't actually kill him. Brutus killed Caesar. She did kill his political career. So what she did to Joe Biden just about killed his political career, did kill his political career. And let me make this clear. I have no empathy whatsoever for Joe Biden. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. This guy has been a disastrous president, not only on, domestically, but on the world stage. He's a pathological liar. He's a hypocrite. He's destroying our country. So I have no empathy for him. I'm just giving you the backstabbing and the mob-like behavior of Nancy Pelosi and others in Congress. No question, others in government. Kamala Harris being another one, but let's go on. Following the president's humiliating debate debacle with Donald Trump, and we know it was humiliating, Pelosi appointed herself chief assassin. So after she saw the debate, she said, that's enough. I'm getting rid of this guy. Albeit one who continued to support him publicly while knifing him in the back behind the scenes. So you know what? You talk about mob guys being bad. Listen to this. Listen to this. This is supposedly, a very ethical woman, a congresswoman. The government is so pure and they do the right thing and they take an oath, to uphold the law and to act in the best benefit of the people that they serve. Okay. And here she is backstabbing him because he was no longer of any use. And we know Joe Biden didn't want to get out. So she appointed herself because she has that much juice and control in Congress. She appointed herself to go out and get Joe Biden so bad that he won't even talk to her. As Politico reported on July 17th, quoting one of her allies, this is one of her allies, Pelosi's allies, the speaker does not want to call on
Oh, hold on. Art says, I'd worry more about the Yakuza or the biker club members sticking up for me more than the Italians. Yeah, I would be more worried about those ones too.
I agree.
Uh, Nancy Pelosi family is a modern day mobster. I've heard that. That's not the first I've heard of it. We're getting into it.
him to resign, but she will do everything in her power to make sure it happens. Doesn't it sound a lot like how they picked Joe up for 3.5 years and how they said he was, he was perfect. He was so mentally capable. He was on top of his game when all the while Pelosi and everybody
Uh-oh,
knew the
Crazy
guy
B,
was,
what's going
falling
on?
into a state of dementia.
What do you mean?
Crazy B.
Oh, you can't hear me again, can
Oh,
you?
gosh, here we go. I bet you guys can hear me, and I can't hear a damn thing.
Yep,
So I'm
that's
going to go
exactly what
out
it is.
and come back in again.
It's the feds. I'm telling y'all, it's the feds. They're messing with us because we're hitting too close to home. Probably. Who knows at this point? I'm not surprised. Let's wait for Dee to get back.
What'd you do, pick me out?
Nope, it was the feds, I swear. We could hear
Or,
you, but you could not hear us.
I know I said that.
Yep, we heard it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Dementia, that he wasn't qualified to run the country, but they said it's okay because they were pulling the strings on this puppet. It was okay. This is your government. This is the fine, upstanding, ethical, honest people that we put in office. And that's exactly what she did until Biden finally fell on the sword. She dropped in front of him. So she was the one that really started this. She must have got together with Obama as soon as they knew the donor money was being cut off. And they said, hey, we got to act. Because what matters in this country, what matters to them is staying in power. Wrote it in my book, Mafia Democracy. It's all about staying in power. They're making me like a prophet here. I mean, I see this all, I've seen it for the last 30, 40 years, ever since I was on the street. But this is what you're dealing with. You want to talk about mafia? I'm talking about it right now. This is mafia. They happen to be in control of the country. Nancy made it clear that they could do this the easy way or the hard way. Hey, that's a mob day. Hey, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. You want to listen up? What do you want to do? I'll do it any way you want. This is her talking. Any way you want. We do it easy, we do it hard. Either way, it's going to happen. So you make your choice. The media were briefed afterward, making her sound like Michael Corleone in Godfather Part 2. I wonder why they're referencing Michael Corleone. Joe Biden was forced to quit his dream job, the one he had fought so ardently to get his whole political life, and the one he never had any desire or intention of voluntarily giving up. You know what? In the mob world, we don't make people give up. We kill them, okay? She didn't kill him, but she killed his
Wait,
political career. This was the guy she stood up for. This was the guy she...
Go ahead.
wait. He fought for, he wanted that. Oh my gosh. Really?
Again, he's reading the article, not his opinion.
Okay. All right.
Just reminding people.
I
Um,
digress. I'm sorry.
there are some
Basement.
case
Yeah,
agents trying
Basement
to
Joe.
figure out who I am. Oh,
spoke about. This is the guy she supported, the guy she backed up, the guy that she lied to the entire country about. And then she stabbed him in the back when he was no longer of any use. That was it. So who's worse? Okay, so come on, man, you're talking murder, Michael. But you know what? That's the oath we took. We know that if we make a mistake or we do something, we can pay for it with our lives. But look at this. Backstabbing, destroyed his political career, no use anymore, get rid of him. These are the people that are in control of our lives. Do you believe this? By backing out of the 2024 race just 4 months before the election and 6 months before the end of his first term, Biden instantly entered the pantheon of the biggest ever presidential losers. So Nancy Pelosi caused him to be one of the biggest ever presidential losers. I'm sorry, I think he was a presidential loser, the biggest ever in my lifetime. Even before that, she only added to it. That's it. In the process, he also became a global laughingstock. You know what? This country is a global laughingstock because after getting rid of Biden, now they're going for the other laughingstock who can't put two solid words together, okay, in her word salad way. You know, we are a laughingstock, people. You got to admit it. You got to admit it. This is what we've come to here. An object of ridicule, mockery, and embarrassment that reportedly left him feeling utterly crushed. Biden was utterly crushed because he knows it was embarrassing. Do you remember about a week or two before what he said? I'm going the distance unless the Lord himself came down and told me that I had to get out. Well, the Lord himself was, according to Nancy Pelosi, her. She was the self-appointed Lord or assassin to get rid of Joe Biden. And of course, she had Barack Obama's help. And then she went to Chuck Schumer. And then she went to that other liar, Adam Schiff, the worst guy in Congress. Of course, he comes from California, like Nancy Pelosi, like Newsom, like Kamala Harris, the California crew. Okay, wants to run this country, we really will be in trouble. Forget about it. Bad trouble. Yet on Sunday, there was his assassin, Nancy Pelosi, popping up on CB News Sunday morning to call for him to be added to Mount Rushmore. Is this not the height of hypocrisy? Think about it. You stab him in the back, you get rid of him, you make him a laughingstock all around the world, and then you want to say, I want to put him on Mount Rushmore. Okay? If this isn't mobs, you know what? The mob isn't as bad. Mob, we don't do that. We take care of business, we get rid of stuff, we don't undermine people, we take care of it and get it over with and move on. This is worse. The great American stone shrine to democracy that features 60-foot faces of 4 truly great American presidents, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln. And you want Biden up there because you're trying to cover up for the stabbing in the back that you did? Such a consequential president of the United States, a quote from her, a Mount Rushmore kind of president of the United States. Well, what did he do, Pelosi? How come he didn't go on to say he did this? What did he do? Pelosi sighed about Biden interviewer Leslie Stahl, who was so startled, she retorted incredulously, are you really saying that he belongs up there on Mount Rushmore? Lincoln and Joe Biden? Just think about that for a minute. Think about Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, all of these people, George Washington, who got us through the Revolutionary War, okay, and made America America. And she's saying Joe Biden belongs up there. Is this the height of hypocrisy or what? And now they're trying to do the same with Kamala Harris, who has no record to stand on whatsoever. And it's been, I think, 14 days. She won't even talk to the press. They're afraid to put her out there. This is the basement tactic that they used on Joe Biden. Keep her away from the press. And yet this hypocrite, this mob-related hypocrite, her father, gets up there and wants to spew more garbage on all of us. But you got Teddy Roosevelt up there, and he's wonderful, Pelosi insisted. I don't say take him down, but you can add Biden. What kind of sense is this woman making? Don't take Teddy Roosevelt down. Well, thank you for that. Okay, but put Biden maybe right next to him. And maybe a list of his accomplishments underneath there, why we should put him up there. Do you want to talk about that? In fact, it would be hard to think of any female politician in American political history whose neck is made of a stronger metaphorical alloy of copper and zinc. But she always had a forked tongue. This is the reporter saying this. No, I wasn't leader of any pressure party, she said, when Stahl asked if she led the plot to topple Biden. She's lying. Well, let me say things that I didn't do. I didn't call one person. I did not call one person. I could always say to him, I never called anybody. Yeah, what did she do? Put our minions out to have them call her? You know what I mean? These are the people that are leading us. They're liars, they're frauds, they're hypocrites, they're backstabbers of their own. These are the people that are making policy for you and me and our families and our kids, our grandchildren. This is what you got. Even if you take her at her word, which I don't, this was akin to hearing the aforementioned Michael Corleone saying he never killed his mafia mob boss rivals. You remember that? What a scene that was, remember? During the baptism? And, he killed all of his rivals. If Nancy Pelosi could do that, I think she would, I'll be honest with you. Technically, he didn't. He just got his people to kill them while he attended the baptism of his godchild, praising God and renouncing Satan and all his works. Wow. Think about it. Here's Nancy Pelosi saying he needs to be on Mount Rushmore. This was after she stabbed him in the back, got him out of office. This is after talking 3.5 years about how wonderful he is. So she went to wonderful, defending him because she could control him because he was a puppet, to stabbing him in the back when the donor money shot down and they figured he couldn't beat Trump. Get rid of him, throw him to the wolves, 50 years of service. Who cares? A colleague, doesn't matter. Get rid of him. Mob-style stuff. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. And now to cover that up, she wants to put him on Mount Rushmore, the most ridiculous suggestion ever, without saying one word about any of his accomplishments because he doesn't have any other than destroying the country. Pelosi continued, what I'm saying is, I had confidence that the president would make the proper choice for our country. After we threatened him and stabbed him in the back, she's leaving that out. Whatever that would be, and I said that whatever that is, we'll go with. Hypocrisy. You got to give her credit. The woman is slick. She's as slick as any mobster I knew. This is, as everyone knows, including Biden, is total bull, the rest. As was Pelosi's claim that she never noticed any decline in the president's abilities. Remember she said that? 3.5 years, they all lied to us. 3.5 years. How could you put these people back in office? How could you do it? They lied to us consistently about something so serious that the world was thrown in chaos as a result. People want to put him back in office? You trust them? God, mobsters wouldn't do that. No way. Not in a million years. The whole reason for your plot to get rid of him was his physical and cognitive decline laid bare so obviously in that debate. Perhaps the creepiest moment of breathtakingly disingenuous interview, this is when Pelosi did the interview with Leslie Stahl, came when Pelosi smirked after being asked how Biden feels about her now and replied, he knows I love him very much. Oh my, it's almost Shakespearean. This is mob stuff, people. I wrote the book Mafia Democracy because this is mob stuff. Classic mob stuff. I don't know who learned from who. I don't know if we on the street learned from these people or these people learned from us. But either way, this is mob tactics to the nth degree. First she loves him, then she stabs him in the back, tries to push it over, put him on Mount Rushmore, and now she says, I love Joe Biden. You just weren't useful anymore, Joe. So the hell with you. What a hypocrite. She could be a mobster. What Biden really knows is that one of his closest friends in politics, listen to this, that was Nancy Pelosi, someone he's known and worked with for over 40 years, and who, like him, is a devout Roman Catholic. How could you be a devout Roman Catholic and call for abortion in the 9th month? That's what they do. Don't let them tell you anything different. How could you be a devout Catholic and say you agree with abortion, period, but abortion in the 9th month, in the last term? That's what they believe. And Joe Biden has said it. Joe Biden has also said he encourages gender-affirming surgery and not having to tell the parents in minors. But he's a devout Catholic. So is Nancy Pelosi. Says her prayers and all that, stab in the back. Like him is a devout Roman Catholic who carries rosary beads in her pocket. Oh, my God. You know what? You got to pray for Nancy Pelosi. She carries rosary beads in her pocket and a knife in the other pocket.
I'm amazed those rosary beads didn't leave a permanent burn mark in her hand, in her hip where the coat pocket would be. I think if you dropped holy water on her, it would sizzle. I just, oh my God, to sit there and, oh my God, I can't stand these people. But I did see some really good comments I want to pull up. Art did correct himself on the typo here. Politics has always been a legal racket. Many people don't get to see what happens behind the scenes. If you do, you realize it's a legal form of criminal activity. Four Corners says organized crime can't exist without public corruption. And for decades, the mafia operated as a fourth arm of the government in many cities. Um, Evidently, Nancy Pelosi recounts learning about politics as a little girl in the 50s when her father ran for the Democratic machine in Baltimore, Maryland. He served as mayor from 38 to he served 5 terms in Congress, 38 to 47, and was Baltimore mayor for 3 terms. Dude, you got some really good info. Thank you for sharing it. And he was in from 47 to 59. Um the Honorable D'Alessandro allegedly was a constant companion of notorious mobster Benjamin Benny Troda Maglino, Magli, Magli, I don't do words today. Anyone else? um, and other world figures, according to the FBI. Um, then it says the mob ties and other corruption allegations against the mayor curiously have remained absent in the accounts of Speaker Pelosi about her political family. Yes. And again, January 6th, they released it. What else happened on January 6th? Now no one was looking into it. Um, oh, we are at the 2 hour mark. We don't really need to finish the last 2 minutes of this because it's just finishing off the article and the whole link to the video. The whole video will be in the description when we're done. Um, Anything to add, D? D? Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Really? Hold on, I'm messaging her. It doesn't say she's offline. The mob in San Francisco isn't as well known, but it's there. There's also the Russian mafia. Oh, and anyone remember the Purple Gang? Jewish mafia? Yep, they existed, mostly for bootlegging, but they existed. It does happen. Yep. And don't forget about the Irish ones and the other ones that have started over the years. They do exist, and it's kind of alarming. Um, are you back, D? Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, I was asking for you for a few minutes. I even sent a message in Discord
Uh-oh,
because
I
I
think,
thought you couldn't hear me.
no, you know what happened.
You passed out?
Uh-huh, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
That has not happened in a long time.
Okay,
Not a
so you
long
were out
time. I
cold.
apologize. Yeah, I was
Oh, it
totally.
happens. It's okay.
That was so bizarre. All right, I apologize. Go ahead, Crazy B.
Oh, well, no, I was saying we're gonna wrap it up, not worry about the last 2 minutes because we're already 3 minutes over our
No, go.
2-hour mark.
Well, go. If you want to play the last 2 minutes, then we'll be done. Or do you want to carry it on? It's up to you. Oh,
Oh,
you woke
I
me
mean,
up
again, he's
now.
just finishing the article, and if they wanna watch it, I've got the link to the whole video in the description
Okay, that's cool. So we're going to be done then with the video, and then we will continue on Tuesday
with
with
the
more
articles.
with
Yep.
articles and some other. There's some fascinating charts that we were able to find that shows her uh, just to follow her money trail in of itself would be a project of where
Yes,
everything goes. It would be absolutely crazy to
it
try to
would.
find
That is an
everything on her.
understatement.
Uh-huh. And we were saying today that there's so much information about her out there. If somebody just took the time, they could probably write a nice little tell-all book on her. I mean,
Mhm.
there's literally thousands of pages for her of all the things she did. And I'm sure we won't get into it too much because we have things to show you guys for next week. So I will just shut up and eat some candy. Maybe get a little bit of maybe get a little bit of sugar in there. See, that's what going for them bottles of waters and juice did to me.
Oh, yeah. But at least you're still here.
Yeah, that's funny as hell. Eric would come home and be like, "What the hell happened during the podcast?" I don't know. I'm
A
dead. That's
lot.
all. Yeah.
A
Hmm.
lot.
Yeah. That has not happened in quite some time.
I
Wow.
know. And
How
that's
how
why I
long?
sent a message in Discord and stuff.
Yeah. How long would you say I was out?
At least 3 minutes.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And JJ says, let your doctor know. And I think it's an oxygen blood pressure thing too. But,
We know I'm in bed right now. I mean, I can't. It's not like I'm jumping up and down doing jumping jacks, but I do have issues with blood pressure when I get up and all that. But
yeah.
I've only fainted that one time, and of course had to fall backwards into the shower.
Passing out and fainting is the same thing. Just because you
I know.
didn't stand up, you still fainted.
Hmm. I can't
Yep.
believe that happened. Wow, 3 minutes.
It took at least 3 minutes because I had the video playing before that.
Okay, I'll have to call the
I thought
doctor
you
and let
couldn't
them
hear me
know.
again. Let's
No.
see. Yeah, I sent it at least 3 minutes you were out.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very
So
welcome.
anyway,
And if I do the same thing, it's because of my blood pressure or I'm extremely beat. So if I ever pass out, just holler till I answer.
you know what? I should record that scream, and that would, I think, help. We'll have to
Yeah,
use
take
that as
that
one of
clip
our. Mm-hmm. Yep.
because
Of
I'm
the
like,
scream.
Dee, are you there? And I'm like, oh crap, she got she can't hear us again. What's going on? I sent it. And then you woke up a few minutes after that. So during the video playing at some point, you went out and didn't wake up until a few minutes ago.
Man, that's scary
How
shit. You know
sudden?
that?
Oh,
Both of them. Mom.
for if I pass out, they'll yell. You guys can yell spider. That'll work.
Okay, okay. Spider.
And all you have to do is tell me bugs that there's a bug on me, and I'll be back like you can't believe. I told you that's why we're getting cremated. I don't want no creepy crawlies getting in a casket underground. So
You ain't
it's
gonna have to
gonna
say
be
you're gonna be dead. What does it matter?
just in case. You know what I mean? Just in case. I don't want anything chewing on any of my body parts. So it's burn, baby, burn. So
Four Corners says if I ever pass out, it's probably vodka. That is one of the running jokes here about vodka here.
Oh yeah, that's Four Corners. Oh my man, that is another person that's a vodka person. There we go. Yep. Mm.
So,
All
oh,
right.
what a
So
week.
you, yeah, it's been an interesting development. I wonder what's going to happen over the weekend with the Comey situation. Uh,
Oh, I'm itching to find out what happens. And you watch, they ain't gonna do jack shit other than don't do it again.
hmm
Bad, go stand in the corner for a few minutes. Just
It
roll
really.
me and smoke me. Thanks. I am not smoking. No, actually that has something that was happening in Africa is they were mixing bones. They'd grind like tissue and stuff into powder and mix it in with some kind of drug and it was causing like all kinds of problems over in Africa. Um like people were dying from it. It was yeah, do not
Really?
smoke bodies. Yes. Don't smoke human
That's.
bodies.
Did you fact check that?
Yes, actually I did. I looked into it. I can find it again if it's really needed. Yes, I did. I thought that was bullshit until I found news articles. Yes.
I
Yep.
believe you, but our audience might not. So
Well, I can always fact check it and have it ready for Tuesday if people really want me to.
All right. If you want her, if you need anything or you want to see that from her, put it in the comments.
Yep. Drop it in the
Or
comments at
yeah,
the bottom of the video and we'll
right.
go and I'll pull it up. And I do check the comments and stuff. It might take a day or two. And sometimes I don't even sometimes the Rumble doesn't notify us. People have left a comment until like a day or two later. And I feel like
hmm
an ass because that's not nice. And again, like a good chunk of our comments are, "Oh, I'm a certified Rumble something or another jackass
Trying to
who wants
sell
to
us.
do
Yeah,
this, that, or the other. If you pay me, I can increase your views." And yeah,
right.
it's the ball bearing grinding at the end I may have issues with.
That's funny.
uh, I
All
say
right.
we're good. We'll call it a day. We'll
Oh,
be back on. Well, I'll be back tomorrow if I'm not helping. Oh no, you're not going to be here for the computer. We'll have
no.
to do that Sunday morning. So I'll be
Yeah.
doing some gaming tomorrow. And then I jump into my Discord usually to chat with people during UFC if they ever jump in and kind of just
What's the
wing it from
plan?
there.
Yeah. Do you have any idea what you're doing on Sunday?
Yes, that Benadryl dementia connection.
Oh, yeah. That's very interesting. That's a hot
Uh-huh.
topic, I would say. Yep. Yeah. You'll want to
Very
tune in on
interesting
Sunday
topic
if
to
you can.
cover.
Yeah, you want to tune in on Sunday from 3 to 5 on questions that need answers for the programming the Crazy Bee's going to do.
Gambling.
So,
Yep.
with that said, it is now what time? 5:12. So we're 12 minutes over. That's why I passed that because we're over time. So I'm done for the week. Everybody have a good one. I appreciate everybody's thoughts and prayers during this time for us, and it'll all be okay. But
We're getting there
other,
day by day, right?
yes, we are one day at a time. That's all we can do. So with
Mhm.
that, I'm done. Go ahead,
I
Crazy
am as
B.
well. So, y'all stay safe. Attempt to stay sane. I don't hold my breath on everyone staying sober, but I still am gonna say stay safe, stay sane, stay sober. I'll catch y'all tomorrow.
All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Good night.